Yeah, we got a lot of time on our hands right now, as it seems, and you actually don't have too many excuses left to not start creating videos or create more videos or whatever it is. So in this video, I'll be breaking down my whole equipment, how I edit those things together with some minor tweaks to go from this. What's going on here? So actually this, and if you're wondering, does it cost too much money? You know, Mr. Frugal here as well. I don't spend a lot of money, that's why. Probably you can achieve all of this for a pretty tight budget, probably even with the things that you have at home. But let me get into that. Welcome back, Dominators. My name is Dominic. I hope you're actually safe, and let's talk about this whole equipment, about these things. And you're probably looking at this right now in my older videos, for example, in front of the black wall and some other stuff. And a lot of people actually wrote me something along the lines of, wow, this has got to be some super expensive equipment right there, Dominic. And actually, it's not. To be honest, the most expensive equipment that I have right now is the Sony a6400 with some Sigma 1f1.4 lens. 16 millimeters, I think. I have no idea. It goes for something along the lines of $1,300 or something along that. But here's the thing, it's absolutely not necessary, because up until a couple of months ago, I shot with my other older camera, which was a Lumix G7 or G7T in Europe or something like that, which probably you get for under $500 or something like this. Last time I checked a couple of weeks ago, I saw this for 380 euros or something like this. I think even new somewhere in a store. And if you just look at this right here, actually, you know, the quality of difference, you know, it's just a little bit of a different angle right here. Oh no, it's falling down. But if you look at this, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Or even if you just use your phone. Let me just use my phone right here. Let me just show you how it would look like if I had my phone instead of a camera, because some people, you know, they don't, you know, especially if you're starting out, what would you need a camera for? $1,000, $1,500. You know, first of all, I've had this camera for 4 years, my old camera, and as you can see, you know, it works perfectly fine. It worked perfectly fine for my first 20,000 subscribers. It would work still, to be honest, but let's just say you don't wanna, which is totally okay. See, this is the thing with my phone. Look at this. It looks amazing, right? So you don't need, actually, you're okay with your phone. And here's the thing. Usually people start off, they're like, okay, I want to start recording videos, and they buy these fanciest cameras, for example, this Sony or this whatever it is. And then they set it on auto, and then the picture looks like, you know, what I showed you in the beginning, something like this. And people are like, what's going on? There's something wrong about this camera. I need to buy a better camera and stuff like this. But here's the thing, actually the camera itself doesn't matter too much, to be honest, you know, in terms of video, which is kind of a weird thing. But first of all, the audio is the most important thing. Second important thing is the lighting, as you can see right now. I'm just gonna turn off the lighting for a second. Just one light, and we're gonna get into all of my equipment right in a second. But, you know, just this one light, if I turn this off, look at this. I mean, come on. And here's the thing, this light is actually a super cheap softbox. I think on Amazon, I paid like $50 for 2 of them. And right now I just use one. You know, one softbox, just put it in front of my face. Obviously, if you wanna get a little bit more advanced, you can do some background effects, you know, some other lights. Sometimes I have a light, you know, I love lights in the background. Sometimes I have another light that kind of highlights this. Recently, I just don't want to put the effort in, but probably nobody noticed that this light's kind of gone since a few videos. So, you know, just this one light and an okay camera actually does the trick. Okay, next thing is actually the audio, and this is where I got a lot of questions from. But, you know, just ask yourself, would you rather watch a video that looks something like this, but sounds like this? Or would you watch a video that looks like this, but the audio is totally, it seems like it's coming from the in-camera audio? Usually the in-camera audio doesn't really work too well. Here's the thing, on my a6400, the in-camera audio is actually pretty good. You know, you could actually use it. I sometimes use just the in-camera audio without some external microphone. For example, outside when I was doing some vlogs, you know, walking around on the outside. Sometimes I don't put anything up there. I just take the camera as it is, walk around with it. It works kind of great. We're trying to break into something kind of bad because there's people seeing it. But here's the thing. Most cameras don't have a too good, you know, in-camera audio. For example, not my Lumix, my old camera that I had. Yeah, it's actually really bad. It's really bad. That's why I usually put on this thing. It's kind of dated. It fell down. It started to bleed. That's why I have to put this here. But this is the Rode Video Micro. actually. And you know, I just put this up there, usually, or on my other camera that I have right now. Just put it here, you know, plug it in somewhere. Boop. There we go. Perfect. Great audio, especially if you're not too far away. And this is actually how I made 90% of all my videos here on this channel up until a couple of months ago, actually, with this camera and with this audio thing. By the way, it's all linked in the description if you want to check that out. Now, as for my studio right here, and this is where I got a lot of questions about, is this golden microphone. I got a lot of DMs. What's this golden microphone? I need this golden microphone. This audio sounds amazing. Most people say that. Some people say, God damn it, I hate your audio. Just shut the... But mostly I got tons of great responses from this microphone. And here's the thing, a lot of people think it's just a prop, you know, just to break this whole thing up a little bit nicer. But actually, no, this is a real microphone. It picks up my audio, as you can hear right here. And it's actually pretty old. It's probably 10, even probably 12 years old or something. Probably 12 years old, maybe even more. Between 10 and 12 years old. It's super old. It's called the MC Crypt BM700. You know, it's probably not, you know, available anymore out there. But it's actually super cheap. It cost about 49 euros or something like this. I remember that. It was super cheap. Thing is, it's actually, you know, not a USB microphone. So you need some sort of audio interface to connect that to your computer. I have an audio interface right here off screen. Let me just show you with my other camera right here. And basically I record this audio externally on my computer, and afterwards I sync the audio and the video together in Final Cut Pro. Actually does it by itself, so that you don't have to use this, you know, which is an old prop from some old gig that I had. You know, it syncs it out together, and yeah, all of a sudden you have an amazing sounding audio for super cheap. By the way, here's the thing, like I said, it's probably not available anymore, this specific microphone, but I've linked in the description down below. There's some other, you know, golden microphones that I'm pretty sure work as well. And if you don't want to get a interface like that, I've had this interface from my time when I was a musician, when I recorded some music. It's been a long time. Maybe I will start again, you know, for this channel, maybe even some background music. But you can just use a USB microphone. It works as well. But, you know, it doesn't have to be expensive, like I said. You know, most of the things here are super cheap. Equipment-wise, that's basically all that I have. You know, just a camera, one single light, my backdrop here, which I always tend to try to change. I've had this black backdrop, you know, a couple of videos ago. It was just a black cloth. I think I have some videos somewhere. It was just a black cloth. It actually looked super shitty. You know, if you were here, you were like, what? You know, but in the video, it kind of looked great. I wanted just to change some things because, you know, obviously, you know, people get bored. I get bored. I have my shelf. I redesigned my shelf, put some lights on there because, like I said, this is something I really like. And here's the last thing, the last piece of the cake, which is the editing. Because, you know, usually when I shoot, my videos look something like this. You know, they're super flat. Nothing. I try to shoot in the flattest profile possible. So I can do some color correction afterwards. And let me show you how I do that. In my Sony camera, I usually shoot with the HLG 3 profile. In my old Lumix camera, I use the Cinelike D, I think it was, and super flat. Basically, I just put them in my Final Cut Pro software. I do some tweaks, some LUTs that I don't know if I bought them or some I made myself, some I bought, some I tweaked kinda. I throw them up there. Color correction pretty much always looks the same. You know, sometimes I try out new stuff. You know, you can save it. It's just there, and you know, image looks just like this. By the way, another thing which right now I'm thinking about right now is when editing this whole thing, a really important thing that I always have in mind, you know, ever since I started out, was the music, the background music. Because sometimes if you talk bored or, you know, just something is off or something like this, low energy stuff, which happens to me a lot, actually. I just use music to spice things up. You can use music to actually set some sort of tone. You can make it to be some kind of goofy thing, some funny thing. Or if we talk about some serious stuff here, you know, and I thank all the people out there about the things that I have achieved. I can put music like that in the background and just stuff like that. And what I use, you know, and this is not sponsored, but kind of a little bit, because I use Epidemic sound for 99% of the music that I have in my videos. Ever since I started out, it was actually one of the first things that I bought, you know, for when I started out on YouTube with 0 subscribers, Epidemic sound. I'm not just saying that because recently, you know, they offered me to be a brand ambassador. hello, my friends out there. I'm really honored, since really this is the software that I've used from the beginning. But yeah, if you're looking for some great, tons of music, thousands, hundreds of thousands of songs, probably, don't pin me down on that, but a lot of music, a lot more than you could ever use. Epidemic sound, I use that, link is down in the description also. And yeah, that's it. Anyway, this has been my setup. Actually, it's a lot less than I thought it would be. But let me know in the comments for those strange times that we're facing right now. What kind of video ideas, what kind of videos do you want to see from me? Do you want me to go into the regular, growing on Instagram, all of the stuff that's happening right there? Or you want me to go to another thing like making money? Because I get it. A lot of people are kind of afraid about what's going to come, what's up, with my business. I've taken a slight hit right now, but I think that's just a normal thing. But still, things are mostly looking normal in my business right now. So if you want to know about making money with Instagram, with YouTube, with marketing online, or, just a regular old, growing an Instagram, because, that's still a hot topic, I say. Because if not now, when? Especially most people are on their phones right now, in the whole world. So let me know in the comments down below what's up. My name is Dominik. Yeah, I'll see you in a couple of days. Maybe even with a live stream. I said that in the last video, right? Okay, a live stream next week. Maybe even this week. I don't even know what day is today. I don't know.